She's fucking married to it.
Oh my god, yeah. It was our first date and I was there.
I I wonder what about like what chemical or whatever in their brain is
Oh.
that they are like sexually attracted
to objects.
Yeah.
What's the issue? You point it up.
I was looking it up.
Oh.
Your job?
I was doing my job.
Thanks.
So yeah. We're talking about baby diapers?
Yeah, we were. We were talking about the baby side of TikTok.
The bebe.
The
Because
baby
he was acting like a little bebe.
Like, it is a thing. I mean...
Did he ever call you mommy?
No.
No.
I actually don't think I got any sort of pet name at all in any sort of capacity.
That's kind of interesting because I feel like him being a dom, he'd have some kind of pet name for you.
Yeah. No, didn't get one. Tried.
Tried? Did you give him, like, names or something?
Because he wanted to get a collar.
Oh.
And
what do you want on it?
I don't remember.
Mommy?
Disgusting. No, I don't remember.
Baby girl.
See, I would have settled for that. I don't even think I would have gotten that one.
You would have settled for baby girl choker necklace?
I would have settled.
From him, though. Yeah.
Beach just
like he was covering his ears because he didn't want to hear.
No, I was testing to see how bad the echo
Oh,
would be.
are we too close?
I'm just trying to see. Because we haven't... I'm not trying to separate you two.
I feel like we just over time slowly just
we gravitate to each other.
Yeah. I'm just doing my tech job.
He just wanted, I think, like a black one. He didn't even want to personalize it. I was like, but like if this is bought for me,
it best have my name on it.
Yeah. Something.
Such an insane.
I was like, or we can at least make it pink. Like, no. Like,
it is concerning the level of like your interaction before these things happen, because it seems like it's almost none. It seems like you're just kind of along for the ride on some of these, Chief.
You're one to talk.
Well, that's just my life, though. You should not be like me ever. If anyone's listening to this, I am not a role model or anything to even look at in terms of how to live a life.
I don't know if any of us are.
Okay, mentor.
Yeah, that's why I said don't make me a mentor.
So, I will say that I think it was probably during COVID is when I kind of deep dove into like books and stuff, right? And I there was a probably 3 to 6 month period where I just deep dove into like BDSM and all like the kind of branches off of it.
Wasn't like polyamorous relationships?
Yeah, harems, polyamory, daddy doms, mommy doms, like all of them. Like most
daddy doms.
Stepbro, what are you doing? Yeah, so all kinds of like those parts of like of BDSM and everything. And I was really intrigued. So I kind of feel like the reason why I let so much of this stuff go is because I think I just wanted to experience just a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, I've read so much about this. Am I willing to?
Yeah,
let this happen to me.
Right. I need this in real life because in my head,
you're like a journalist.
Yeah,
almost
like
doing a little research.
I was doing some research for sure.
You're like, this goes on in the world. I need to like experience it, document it.
Yeah,
make a podcast, and then talk about it.
Doing investigative journalism.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I kind of, because I was like, this is so intriguing to me.
You should have had like a journal, and then like after it happened, just like write down your thoughts.
Oh my god, it's a good thing Apple came out with a journal app, so I could do that now with my phone.
Oh yeah, I have to use that.
Yeah. I really should have.
Yeah, I feel like he untied me. I don't know how I feel. I'm kind of sore.
I mean, I did.
To be fair.
There
certain
were
things I didn't really appreciate.
I did cry at one point.
I mean, that was kind of a happy cry.
It was a weird. It was, I think it was a shock and a happy cry. It was a weird mix of emotions that occurred. I don't think I could pinpoint all of them, and I can't tell the story.
It was a certain release.
Not with Michael here. I can't tell the story.
A certain spiritual release I think every woman kind of goes through when you first experience it.
Yes.
And then,
yeah,
I'm sure it's emotional. I'm sure it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but kind of like a therapy.
a little bit. Because for me, I think growing up and kind of the shame that also happened in like past relationships.
Yeah, like the repression of your sexuality.
I think knowing that my body was capable of doing that was kind of a therapy. Sorry, Michael.
It was like a sexual release.
Yes.
You like turned to me. as soon as the words came out, I was like, look, I'm just trying to just do my job.
You're just like trying to meditate.
I'm just trying to do my tech job. I'm just trying to make sure that the audio is recording.
Yeah, I think it was
a sexual revolution almost.
Yeah, it was freeing as well. In
I'm
a
sure
way,
part of you was kind of like, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe maybe you'd be shamed and somebody felt like someone was going to shame you.
Yeah, but also his reaction to it, I think, was
like, whoa.
Yeah, he loved it, and he was
double rainbow.
that was the only time where like
rainbow.
His care actually came out, and I was like, I received what I needed in that moment from him. The other times I did not.
Weird, because I feel like maybe, yeah, he was like kind of like a sexual succubus.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
yeah,
he fed off of like whatever you were giving.
Yes.
And if it was something intense, he'd be like nurturing, but then like stealing that from you.
Yes.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. So, yep. That's what a revelation.
Whoa.
Yeah, looking back at it, I very much felt in the moment I didn't know that's what I was feeling and that's what it was. But having that kind of hindsight, I'm like, yeah, he really only gave the care when he accomplished whatever he wanted my body to do for him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Michael. But also,
what do you think?
I feel like with that, I wish it wasn't with him. I wish it was somebody else. I think if it was with a better partner, it would have been, not that it was bad, but I think it would have been a lot better of an experience. Probably, yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can admit some parts are bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But also knowing, I don't know, I feel like a little bit of that shame went away during that.
Your shame?
Yes. And how I feel about that whole
sexuality.
Yeah, and that comfortability and confidence that you kind of it's just Michael over here in my periphery.
Yeah, just forget I'm here.
I feel like that's also kind of where the tears came from because it was so emotional, and I felt like I shed a little bit of that, but I do feel like he kind of stole a little bit of that from me as well. Back to the whole like succubus thing.
Yeah.
So I think that if it was with a partner who wasn't like that and it happened, it probably.
Do you think you'd be able to do it with someone else? Or do you feel like he stole that from
you? I'd be willing to try.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be more willing to shut it down.
Yeah.
If you felt uncomfortable.
For sure. But I also think, yeah, I think it would happen easier if I was with somebody who I was fully comfortable with.
Yeah, and you have that emotional background.
Yeah.
Like, I know your story.
Right.
I do still wonder how the fuck he got there.
He didn't.
No, to the Dami world.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
I get what you said, though. You definitely didn't.
He did not.
You didn't get there emotionally, no. What do you think we're doing?
Yeah, what do you think we're talking about?
What's your 2 cents in?
You don't want to say that.
I think sometimes you can't really choose who you experience.
Start over.
So I just want to piggyback on your talk about sexual experiences. You can't always pick who you have experiences with, but I think it's good that you were able to experience the freedom that you didn't know you could have.
Right.
In the moment.
Right.
Sometimes it's not about the person with, but just the person you become with that person.
Right.
So that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks. Where's the clapping?
Yeah.
The clapping.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am curious though. I do kind of wish I would have asked how a 25-year-old becomes a dom. What life experience?
Yeah, like who hurt you?
Yeah.
Do you think it's like related to trauma always? Like sexual
Not always.
fetishes?
Not always. So they say, so dominatrixes, is that the correct plural term?
Dominatrix.
Female dominance, dominatrix.
I think you're
right. They see a lot of like high power CEOs who like to be subs because it allows them to shut their brains off.
Yeah, so they're always in a state of like on all the time.
Yeah.
And having to be a leader, that they want someone who's going to like take control.
Right.
So they want a dominant.
So I kind of wonder if, I want to say that there is trauma that goes into kind of kinks and stuff like that, but I don't know if doms necessarily, maybe a little bit.
I mean, the ones like in power?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could say that like they never really had a sense of control over anything.
Right. So maybe.
So they need to be in control of a woman.
And that could have been his situation. I feel like maybe he didn't feel throughout his childhood as in a high, not super high caliber, but a higher caliber athlete. I feel like a lot of his decisions and stuff were made for him. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't necessarily have that control. And so now he's exercising it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily has to be like a huge trauma, but just like how something gets suppressed so something else
right
becomes
flourishes. Yes. I would say that a lot of times, because even though like the sub technically has all of the power, they want to say that it's like you're not in control, but you have the power
because you hold the safe word,
right?
Or the ability to use it,
right? And in the way the dynamic should work is that the sub receives all of the pleasure. The dom receives their pleasure by giving the sub the pleasure. So like they really are supposed to have all of the power and receive all of that. And in some way, their kinks and stuff are absolutely shown through trauma. I would say that a lot of women in particular, their kinks are either a byproduct of something that happened to them in some capacity as when they were younger, and it's either they're rewriting the story. Kind of. They are now taking control of that narrative, and it kind of shows up as a kink. Yeah. What's that smile for?
I don't know. I just feel like whenever I think about like women doms, it's usually like in high heels or stepping on like
on the male genitalia.
Yeah, like ball crushing or something. So I feel like they picture maybe even their molester or something having the ability to like rewrite that part and be like, okay, now I fucking step on his shit, like instead of him like raping.
I think I've seen where it's like girls have been shamed from even in a position. So it's like they've been shamed from being on top. And there's something about having kind of that dom who takes control and creates that safe space for them that they feel comfortable enough to try it again. And then the praise that they are supposed to receive from their dom actually kind of rewrites that narrative and kind of rebuilds that confidence.
Yeah, almost like exposure therapy.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's the case for everybody. Some people are just into some weird shit.
Yeah.
Which, fair play to you. But I think that quite a few people have it stem from some sort of
autoerotic asphyxiation. Careful now.
I don't fuck with that. I don't know how that becomes a thing.
Well, that's a way to die.
Yeah, that's not the kink. That is the death.
That's the death that comes
from breath play. Yeah,
from breath play. Yeah.
You're allowed to say that you're not down with that one. That's not like
I don't condone death.
Not gonna kink shame you if that's your bag.
To die. I mean, I don't know how breath play comes into kinks.
Do you want to play a pick your poison? I'm sorry, you distracted me. What's the question?
I don't know how breath play evolves, like how someone has that as a kink.
So it's usually like the adrenaline. So it's the cutting off the oxygen and then.
No, I get the person who likes it, who's receiving the choking.
Oh, you're talking about like murderous intent.
Yeah.
Well, usually, in most cases with autoerotic exposure,
it's usually an accident.
Yeah, they're on their own. Their belt strapped to the fucking doorknob.
Yeah.
This is not where I thought. You know, we started with someone getting their face licked, and now we're talking about.
It's after 3 a.m.
This is Carradine died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to another martial arts legend.
Oh yeah. Grasshopper. Well, that's how I knew. Like, I talked to my dad about that show, and then we talked about David Carradine and how he died, and I was kind of like, I'm kind of worried about my roommate. Like,
wow.
Aw, concern.
It was straight concern.
Yeah.
So, obviously, as a person who would end up receiving the breath, who's not into it, right?
Oh yeah, we're talking about murder.
Yeah, how, like, what about
choking a bitch?
Yeah. Or like, you know what I mean? So it'd be one thing if it was like the sub wants breath play. You hang on. I feel like it's one thing if the sub wants breath play, right? And the dom just obliges.
You probably can't post this. I think that's what he was about to say. Like, I don't think I was supposed to say the word rape. I think I was supposed to say SA. Like, there are, like, phrases we cannot put on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so little peek behind the mask. I think you can say those words. It's just it very much limits
Viewing.
Like if I do a clip and
Trigger
I
warning.
Yeah.
yeah.
You have to,
I
like...
should have said that. Oh, a long time
You
ago.
just have to put it in the beginning.
I'll put it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right?
This
There'll be a damn that's crazy, and there'll be a damn that's crazy after dark. There'll be two
after dark.
Right? I think you can technically still say everything you've been saying. I think
There's never gonna be any ads on this one,
I think yeah. I mean, also it's our second.
Well, I'm just saying.
But I think it's one of those things where if you take like a clip, I can't obviously clip this section and put it on TikTok. You know what I mean? Or YouTube Shorts, right?
You have to bleep the fuck out of it.
Yeah, and I don't know how to do that. So I need to talk to Manny.
How to bleep.
Yeah.
It would literally be bleep that. Bleep.
Yeah.
How do you bleep? Choke a bitch.
Choke a bitch.
Continue. I don't know. What I was gonna actually say when I raised my finger was I don't know what the answer is to that question, but I feel like a lot of it might just be they might want to murder someone, and like the sexual nature of is like getting very close to the feeling of like I almost murdered someone, but I didn't. Like it's like having control over an urge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like edging.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay, so yes, you did answer my question because, like, obviously, I was not in.
That's where I was going with.
To
Yeah, we got
which
tonight.
which makes
I was
me-
worried about the content.
I forgot we're recording a podcast. So I'm not gonna lie to you.
which makes me really glad that it never went that far.
Yeah. Well, like guys will like the fact sometimes that like they leave bruises and shit.
Yeah. So I don't.
Domestic violence.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest. I don't
Don't
mind.
laugh, please. Please don't laugh at that.
You're laughing, so
I
now
laughed
we're
because
laughing.
I looked you straight in the face and said domestic violence.
Like it was something.
Like you experienced
I
or
was
something.
like, oh.
Inside joke. I don't mind marks. I don't mind bruises in certain areas of certain. You know what I mean? Like obviously, please do not leave a handprint around my throat. Like that's scary because that means you were way too hard. You were choking way too hard. But like in other capacities, I don't necessarily mind unless obviously it's in pain and I stop you. Like don't be aggressive.
Yeah, you had better take some self-defense classes if you're gonna continue to like, you know how to get out of a chokehold.
Hi, Candace. I think I've seen videos. I don't think I've ever practiced it. Maybe that should be a thing.
Yeah. Especially for like the suffocation. No
but
changes.
I'm not being suffocated in that scenario.
Right. Yeah. So like.
See, I wasn't even cool with that.
You don't have like that murderous intent.
Yeah.
So like he wants to be on the like brink of death.
Yeah.
But you're like, I don't really want to kill somebody.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So I think that's why it didn't really go anywhere.
I think so too. But also, it really scares me that the
Also, he's
engineer
very
had
hairy.
that intent. Disgusting.
He was like a hamster man.
It was not cute.
He did not look like his pictures in Bumble. Like
No,
at
he didn't.
all.
No, he didn't.
A good shot though. On Bumble.
It got a little weird.
It got very weird when he was like, I
The-
want you to wear leather pants and sit on my face so I can't breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, that was outrageous. He kept calling himself my boy toy, or he wants to be a boy toy. that was weird. The he-he's as well.
Oh yeah, he kept hee-heeing.
I was like, just haha, my guy.
Please stop hee-heeing. It's so close to like a tee-hee.
Yeah, I was like, I don't fuck with that. So,
Like, I don't get that. I'm your boy toy.
Yeah, yeah. Let me be your boy toy. Disgusting. Also, it was really outrageous as well because I would go like a couple days without hearing from him, and then he would just send me a random photo, and he was like, "Hey, do you still remember me? Are you still interested?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I still remember who you are. Like, you asked me to suffocate you."
Yeah, I remember you vividly. You don't have to keep reminding me.
Like, I know exactly who you are. And then I think what was the question? So this man was also fine, whatever, but he was speaking to multiple other women at the same time, which fair play.
He was full frontal with that?
No, he wasn't. And the only reason why I know it is because he asked me a question, and he was like something about me being mean to him.
Oh, he wanted you to be mean to him.
And I was
Bully
like,
me.
yeah, and I was like, I never once said that I was going to be mean to you. And he's like, oh, so the one, I don't even remember what the next one was. And I was like, so you're telling me that there's some other girl that you want to suffocate you, but she also wants to like demean and degrade you, and you're into that? Because that was not me. I'm not into.
Oh, he thought you were someone.
Yeah, he thought I was someone else.
Oh, he's like, oh, that's not you.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Pretty much. I was like,
wrong blonde.
Yep. Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yep.
You think he's like texting every girl like, hey, you remember me?
Oh God.
Still interested? Yeah. This is like a group snap. Yeah, where he's like sending it to the girls that haven't talked to him in a couple days.
Ew. I know I'm not hurt by it in the slightest. It's kind of outrageous and funny.
I mean, I'm not saying sorry. I'm saying sorry. Like that probably makes the story even worse. You know?
Sorry, I'm adding to your
Yeah, sorry, I'm adding to
horrible story.
Your bad times here.
I mean, we were giggling.
It's hilarious. I never heard shit like that.
Me neither.
Oh, neither have I. And I thought
You've never asked to be someone's boy toy?
No.
Have you ever asked a girl to be mean to you?
No.
Or they just do?
They just are.
They just kind of. I mean,
Sorry.
like, there's like a level of like playfulness where like they're like being heinous, but like I mean, my last girlfriend, I think the way that we started talking was like we roasted each other, right? But like it was like
you thought it was like flirting.
Roasting. It was flirting, but I later no, it's like a whole thing. But like yeah, it's one of those things where like it was a light roast in both ways,
and then it became real.
And then over time, there's like a depressing factor to it because it's like in the beginning, right? Things are like really nice and chill, and then over time, things just get worse and worse, and it's like, oh, like what happened? What is the change that happened there? It's part of you's like, oh, maybe there wasn't a change, but you also gotta be like, there's no way someone was like that from beginning to end. You never get the answer, so you will never really know. So yeah,
true.
Kind of like a dissatisfying sandwich.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never been someone to ask a girl if I could be their boy toy.
Or to be degraded.
Or to be degraded. I have just been degraded. You know, that has happened.
You say you have a degradation kink, or is it just like, no? It's just something that
no, it's just like a coincidence that I can't escape. You know what I mean? Just like, and not like ever go. It's just like maybe like one in every like 4. And like, I don't have a high number. You know what I mean? Like it's just 2 out of 8 is still 2 out of 8. You know?
Yeah.
3 out of 12 is still 3 out of 12. That's a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not good. So like when you've been degraded, what was your reaction? Because you're very chill.
Yeah.
So, like, what's going through your head? Because I
So-
feel like you wouldn't voice anything.
I'm more of the type to like kind of like joke my way through hardship than I am to like confront hardship.
Right.
But there have been cases where like I think I've told you guys one where like a girl said
She did you, like, hard are you?
she did, and that was a case of like I was very young, very naive, and she was the first girl I ever was intimate with, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, this is strange. And I never really like addressed it. I just kind of like ignored it. And then when I addressed it later on, after I'd like,
She denied it, right?
she did deny it. And at that point, I was like, there's not really a battle here I'm trying to win. Like, sometimes you interact with the person like they are trying to win a popularity contest with themselves. And so like they'll argue like, no, like I'm right because like I'm a good person. And the answer is like, you could be a shitty person. I mean, like, I'm never going to say I'm a good person because I know I'm not. But that doesn't mean that like I can't admit that I did bad things and good things. You know?
Right.
It's like
It doesn't define you.
It doesn't define you. Like I wasn't trying to be like you're a bad person. You said I'm like you remember you. I was kind of like joking like I mean you've said some crazy shit to me before. Like you said this and she's like no I've never done that. I would never do that. I would never say that.
Gaslight you.
And I was like okay well I don't think I'm going to bring this up again because I don't want to have to like argue my memory with you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Ooh, she
it's
gaslit
one of
couple.
those stuff. But like minor degradation stuff, I usually would just like. I mean, like I use self-deprecating humor often. Like it's like one of my signature moves. But
But I
that's
feel
just
like
because I don't
that's
take
different.
myself seriously, you know. And like I'll just try to like kind of warp the degradation into self-deprecating. You know, that's what I did for probably 2 years of my life.
God.
But I'll never get back. And then
That's so sad.
sexually, it's never like been a thing where like a girl's been like that.
You're
with me.
terrible.
You know what I mean? I mean, I've definitely gotten that, but like,
Oh wow. You joke.
but like, it's one of those
Joke.
things where
Tell me.
he's just gonna brush right past that.
it's one of those
Excuse
things
me.
where I've not had that happen, so it's what like you kind of I don't know what I would do in that case, but I'd probably just either move on or
I guess like a degradation thing is like bad boy, right? Or bad girl.
degradation was kind of
It's
more in terms
sexually.
of like I think it's more in terms of like shame, you know.
Calling someone like a dirty little slut.
Yeah. Also, like typically the girls I attract.
I heard him say it in my head. When you said it, I heard it.
The girls I attract typically aren't looking for like to degrade me. At least I hope. You know, I feel like it's more like they're looking for someone chill. That's like a thing that like I think
You just
why I end up with like so many crazy stories that like typically people look for balances and
Yeah.
stuff. My friend has told me for like a lot of people are attracted to my personality just because like it kind of counteracts anxiety and stuff like that. So
so chill.
I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
We do need to circle back to this story
What's
of
up?
you being told that you were terrible.
I don't want to talk about that story. It's not a good story.
Was
It's
it like after or during?
It was after. It was after.
A hookup or a girlfriend?
It was a girlfriend.
Ooh.
And she said she had better.
She didn't
That's fucked.
say that. It was like so like fuck, dude. I really don't know how to like put it. It was more of the lines of like I'm not a super confident guy in general. I'm pretty
Right.
middle of the road.
Yeah.
And like I don't take myself seriously, so I'm always open, especially with like sex and stuff. Like I've always been like the guy who's like, oh, like if a girl really appreciates what I do, I'm like, oh, like really, like what about it? You know, I just try
Yeah.
to figure out what I did right.
Richie.
That's how I have had interactions in the past, right? So I've never been like stubborn, like this is why I do it. I won't change, stuff like that.
Good for you.
So what
We need
happened?
more of you in the world.
What happened was the person I was seeing at the time was, how do I put this? I don't want to get too into like my sex history because it's gonna get really awkward.
Yep.
in here.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. I have a common occurrence with sex for me, right? And sometimes it puts a lot of pressure during sex, right?
On you?
On the girl, right? And so I'm not going to explain that.
please
But
do.
anyway,
You can explain it off camera.
sometimes what happens is like girls take it one way and some take it the other way.
Okay.
the girl in question probably got frustrated, and she also was going through a lot with school at the time. And so, like, after, she kind of exploded and told me that, like, she's never enjoyed having sex with me, except when I'm drunk, right?
Whiskey dick.
Yeah. So what happened is I was like, oh, fuck, right? And this is how my personality is, right? I'm driving her home, and I'm like, maybe I should have got you ice cream instead. You know, maybe that would have been the better deal, right? Like, that's my personality. Because I don't take myself seriously, right? And, like, at the end of the day,
That's awesome.
Like, if we've been together for years and you never liked having sex with me, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's insane on your part, right? Because you haven't said anything. But then later on, she tried to tell me that, like, oh, like, I was just stressed out. That's why I said that I wasn't, like... But, like, you can't really go back from
Trying
that
to, like,
mentally.
backtrack.
Especially because, like, like, every time I got drunk, it was like, oh, like, super frisky. You know what I mean? So...
Oof. You start to see, like, the validation.
Well, it's one of those things where once they say something, the pattern is, like...
More noticeable.
Then.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. That is my story.
Damn.
My life is not fun.
I mean...
It's not for everyone. Luckily, it's me. And I'm handling it.
You're honestly the right person for it because you're so chill.
I'm the only person that can do it.
Yeah.
Other people would probably die.
Yeah. There's no way. Yeah, I don't think that's it.
No follow-up to that, huh?
Nope.
Okay.
Have you ever told someone they're trash?
Yeah. Or any, like, sort of critique?
Yeah. We were pretty open about...
Yeah, that's true. You got lucky in that aspect.
What do you like? What do I like? Type of learning each other type thing.
It also helped that you guys were learning together.
Yeah. We took each other's virginities. So
Yeah.
It was all just a learning experience. I did say, though, that the first time was kind of bullshit because, like...
The first time is always bullshit.
That's what he said, but, like, come on. I think I just have like, romantic expectations of, like, you know, candlelit fucking fireplace around me type thing.
Yes. You had romance novel expectations.
Yeah. Not, like, bang, oh, I gotta go, you know, to fencing practice.
Oh, my God.
I forgot I have to go to practice. I don't know. In the moment, I was kind of like, yeah, okay, because I was still kind of, like, shocked that like, I just lost my virginity. I was kind of like, okay, bye.
Also, I need to go cry in peace now. Kind of thing. I need to be by myself.
Like you said earlier, it's a very vulnerable moment. Like, after sex, especially the first time. It's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
I understand that being a very awkward exit there.
I kind of just ran the hell out of there.
I don't know what to say.
I would have.
So yeah, I think in my head I had all these like fairy tale expectations, but it probably like was pretty fucking normal.
Yeah, I would say
dorm room, get the fuck out after.
Very very normal.
But then we did have conversations about what can improve it.
I would say you got lucky. I've never. So.
He did tell me at one point he was not attracted to me.
Which is so damaging.
It was on video chat.
That's even worse.
That is, that's brutal.
Yeah, like intimate moment in video chat, and I like could tell that he was kind of like not paying attention and playing Genshin. So I was like, "Are you even fucking attracted to me anymore?" He's like, "Well." Yeah, even his mom and his sister were kind of like, you didn't really do that properly.
Jesus Christ.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, my life sucks too.
Yeah, it's one of those things where that's damage that, like, you can't, I don't really know what to do with that stuff. Like, because you can't really even know if that's, like, true. You just kind of trust that person, and then, like, all of a sudden that trust is gone.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it takes a lot to build that back up.
I feel like for a long time I couldn't, like,
do it with lights on, or
Yeah.
like even like specific positions.
Right. So it has taken me, and I don't even think it's kind of person by person basis for me as well. Probably damn near 10 years. So obviously my long-term relationship was a shit show, right? And that was there was no openness when it came to sex, and it was very one-sided. It was very much about him and his pleasure and none of mine.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even feel like there was a safe enough space where I could critique or tell him what I wanted from him or what I liked, without it turning into a fight and then almost like a domestic dispute. Like things would escalate way too quickly, way
Like you
too
hurt his
easily.
pride.
Yeah, yes, and so 4 years that I spent kind of just in some weird limbo.
Mm.
And then I had a couple of other really shitty partners afterward who told me that I was like not good at certain things. And I was like, oh, okay. And it fucks with your psyche hard.
Yeah.
And it was probably a year or two ago that I was like started to build that confidence back up. It's taken a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem very free now. Well, seemingly.
To an extent, there are certain things. Like I still kind of have trouble in the moment voicing things because I'm afraid of what is their reaction is going to be.
Especially in that vulnerable state.
Right.
But it seems like you're taking more risks and like being more.
I'm trying.
Yeah. At least you're trying.
I'm trying. It doesn't always pan out though that way, but I'm trying. But I think I in turn did some damage to him. I didn't mean to.
By like not telling you.
So this
He's
is
crap.
So there reached a point where it was very mundane, and I was just going through the motions. And you know, he was a late teen, early 20 male, high sex drive. The way I grew up, it was preached to abstinence. You wait till you're married. So every time it still felt a little wrong, kind of thing. There was still some shame around it, and there was just reached a point where I didn't even engage, which sounds really bad. And we had a conversation, and I kind of told him that it was just easier to kind of lay down and take it than tell him no, that I wasn't in the mood, because he would just continue to push. And so he's like, you're saying that
Yeah.
and I was kind of,
you.
yeah, and I was like, I can't backpedal from that.
You feel as though he did?
I don't know.
Right.
I would say that a detective would probably tell me that yes,
A detective.
and you know what I mean.
Olivia
Benson.
The sync.
She'd be like, your body told you no, so technically not.
Right? Like you're a victim.
Right.
Because you didn't actually, and you were essentially coerced.
Yeah, almost like you didn't feel safe enough to, like your life didn't feel safe enough to say no.
Yeah.
Type.
Yeah. So I think I did some damage by telling him that. I think that messed with his head a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also think it's kind of something that he needed to hear.
Yeah. You probably should have told him that.
I feel like if it's a situation where they make you feel unsafe to voice like a will or a will not to do something,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's not like as much damage as if it's like, hey, like I think you did it probably the best.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
I think I did too.
I feel like you could have gone much stronger
Absolutely.
than that. Fuck.
Yeah, that was a tough conversation to have. But then he got drunk and forgot about it. So
I mean,
I've
yeah.
done that before.
He probably
I
had to.
forgot, you know.
I know it probably definitely does fuck with a guy because the person I was with, the girl he was with before, kind of told him that, like, the way that he touched her felt like rape or something.
whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
So then he was, like, really afraid to even
Yeah.
do anything with me. So it was very much like I had to tell him everything was okay that he was doing.
Which, I mean, consent is always a good thing.
Yeah, but it was like
Everything.
every
Yeah,
move he
there's a
made, I
line.
needed to be like, "You're good,"
Oh, wow.
which I understood.
Yeah. No, that's definitely understandable. Yeah, that was a oof moment for me. I think that was the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end,
The beginning of the end.
the depths of hell.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think that's one
But
of
like
those-
I wasn't necessarily that I was like afraid to say no because I definitely was like, no, like I'm tired. Like
But he was pushy.
I've got an 8 a.m. It's late. Like we were in college. I was like, I'm tired. I had to be up early. I'm not in the mood. But he would just continue to like push and then like touch and grope and then like and he would right. And so I was like kind of like no.
Get the
That's what I'm
Jackie
talking about.
Tux.
Jackie Tuck.
Yeah, and so instead of just like, I don't know, what am I gonna do? Just leave the room and sleep on the couch? I guess I could have.
It's one of those things where, like, unfortunately, a lot of us are really young when we have sexual experiences. For
Yeah.
the first
Right,
time.
right.
And youth and wisdom do not always go hand in hand, right?
Didn't know
Whereas
that he was-
hindsight, full of wisdom, right? If I could go back, I would do literally everything different in my life.
the
100%.
You know
right,
what I mean?
absolutely. The worst part is I would say that he was pretty deep into his alcoholism at that point. That I genuinely think that he does not remember this conversation to this day.
Okay. That's kind of worse, though, because I think he
Like to
needed to
forget.
hear that conversation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that
Yes.
was a valuable conversation.
I think it was too.
For his
Mm-hmm.
humanity.
Yep. It
And
like
future women of America.
Yeah. So like he heard it at the moment and things kind of got better and then within like this is very much his pattern. Within like 2 weeks we were just right back to where it was.
He still was doing it.
Yeah.
Nothing genuinely changed. And I was just like, okay.
That's a
Like,
tough situation
it-
to be in.
Before we like split up officially for good, it reached the point this is oh god. I wouldn't even be fully undressed. I would be on my phone just scrolling through Instagram. Not even. I was just physically there. Because it was just easier.
He was like, ooh, ah.
No, I didn't even make a sound. And he didn't have a problem with it in the slightest.
That is.
Ooh, that's like a weird
Yep.
That's like. I don't
fucking,
want to say
fucking
it.
a corpse.
Yeah, I was gonna not say it.
I'll say it for you.
It was weird.
Yeah, that's not intimacy anymore.
No. No.
That's like primal urges that he
Yeah.
is trying to sate.
He could just jerk off.
He was essentially jerking off with your body.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a crazy sentence.
I think that's worse than fucking a corpse.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's sometimes there is a phrase that I've heard before that is the opposite, where you are jerking off with someone else's body, which is you put yourself in a situation where you don't even really want to be doing it, but you're so driven by lust that you're just like, this person will do. You know what I mean? You ever heard that phrase before?
No.
Well, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a
But
good.
like- no, but like it's That's something that's a fucked situation.
Yeah, yeah. It was. It was pretty horrible. And I think the moment, my aha moment, sadly enough, was when he actually was willing to do something that I wanted to do.
Oh yeah, when he flipped 180. It was like, you can do this.
We can do that. Whatever you want to
We'll
do.
watch movies you want to watch. It was like all of a sudden he's an amazing boyfriend or something.
Yeah.
That's sus.
Yep. My intuition was correct.
I mean, yeah.
And that.
That's like before they kill you.
Yeah. It's just the head knock. Yeah. Yep.
They give you the best day of your life.
And then they just shove you down an oil drum.
I don't like that.
And all of a sudden you're in sulfuric acid.
Yep.
What was that laugh?
The best part is that all of his friends think that I did all of the damage and that he's never going to
Recover.
yes, and find another female. He'll never be in another like
Hopefully he won't.
yes.
I feel like that's
I was like, I think I did the correct thing here.
You did the world a service.
Yes. Yes. Because that would be a unless he's changed, which as of like a year and a half ago, he has not.
He'd have to be sober.
Yes. It's a domestic violence case waiting to happen, which is horrible to say.
yeah. Even horrible that you lived in that fear.
Yeah, I
You know what
did.
mean?
Yeah, I did. But knowing that he now is an alcoholic, but also not that like pot is a bad thing. It can be. It can. But the fact that he can't function without alcohol or weed on a daily basis,
Right.
it's a
Bad thing when you're dependent.
right. So I'm like, you shouldn't be with anybody. That is 100% a domestic violence case waiting to happen. Dodged a bullet. Can we come up with a happier topic now?
Let's do pick your poison.
Let's get off this depressing nonsense.
Game night roll call.
We've reached the game night section of today's podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna do pick your poison after dark. You have to pick them.
You pick up.
I pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pick some
That guy
random
is
two.
picking. Do you want me to read it and then show the camera?
You have to pick two.
Pick.
Okay.
We got one or the other.
So we have to pick one.
Should one of you explain the rules of pick your poison?
I think our version of it is you're gonna read two choices and we're gonna pick one and then
It's like a would you
Discuss.
rather. We're
Yeah.
just playing would you rather.
Would you rather?
yeah, basically.
So can I pick whichever two I want?
Yes.
Yes, that's
Oh,
why I
okay.
gave you all of them.
Okay,
The
let me
After Dark
let me
version.
get in here real quick. I don't know if I can go with that.
I watched A Bug's
Oh.
Life the other day, and now all I can hear in my head is, I'm a beautiful butterfly.
I haven't heard that in so fucking long.
I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
I almost texted in the group chat for recommendations on Disney movies because I couldn't. I was like, I'm just rewatching the same ones over and over. I was like, I
Mhm.
need some new recs. Also, in the really old ones, like Lady and the Tramp and all of them, there's a, before they start the movie, there's actually a page that comes up that says, like, these, back when this movie was made, these are very, like, poor representations of, like, French people, I think, right? Because they were in France.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we do not believe in these stereotypes then, and we
Oh,
don't
wow.
believe in them now. And kind of like, before you watch this,
Disclaimer.
yeah.
I kind of missed that as a child. I was more interested in the plot.
Even now. watching it. I'm like, I don't like. I'm sure there are stereotypes, but I'm more interested in like the dogs than anything else.
Their love.
Exactly. The spaghetti scene.
Come on now.
Got a lady and tramp spaghetti.
Got 'em?
I have my two.
Okay, you went through a lot of cards.
Yeah, because I'll show the camera.
Don't. Just read it.
All right.
Oh, the camera gets to see before us. Oh no.
This is weird.
I feel like you should just snap.
So, one is eat 5% of every poop you produce, or get your tongue caught in a garbage disposal. So both of them are going to be horrible for your mouth.
Yeah, these are mouth ones.
These are mouth ones. Someone with the mouth.
Stop saying mouth.
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 Moof.
I can't eat poop.
You would kind of eat poop.
I can't.
Hang on. Why the hell would your face be near a garbage disposal? And is your tongue even long enough?
How is your tongue getting up in there?
That's the insane part, right? Because that means that's not
What
a
the
sink.
tongue do?
It's just a garbage disposal, just out in the open. It's not like you're like at the home, right? You get a little too antsy, bobbing for apples in your sink. You go too deep, hit the switch on accident. No, it's like you are out.
Sounds like Final Destination.
Yeah.
And you see a garbage disposal without a sink covering it. You're like, fuck, I gotta lick that bad boy.
I got
What do I
it.
have the chance to lick a garb, right? A GD, as they call it on the streets.
I don't think that's accurate.
Goddamn.
And you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna lick it. And then as you're doing it, the neighborhood kids, those fucking scamps, they flick the switch, and your tongue is turned into little bits.
I feel like you could get like a different tongue.
You can.
Reconstructive surgery.
Your tongue is also...
Is that the only part of me that's damaged? Like my face isn't
Just as
destroyed.
your tongue, yeah. Just as your tongue.
Yeah, but you're the one picking them. So
Yeah.
you make the plot line.
I
Clearly.
gave you the plot line.
You gave the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to know.
Yeah, just
It's
your tongue.
just my tongue?
Yeah.
I definitely go with the tongue.
That's so painful.
And it's caught. It's not like destroyed. Like I messed it up. Like it's not
Oh, you're just stuck.
like they flick it and then they turn it off and your tongue, because your tongue can repair itself. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. It's pretty fucking weird. Your tongue is still stuck in there.
So you're
It's
telling
like-
me I didn't have to call the fire department to get me out of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good luck spitting game with your tongue a bloody mess.
All I have to do is shake my butt.
you just ass up.
Face down, ass up. That's the way we like this.
Firefighters must get fucking the most bloody emergencies all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm tongue in a garbage disposal. If it's just stuck, I'm not eating shit.
5% is a lot.
Of every poop you
Yeah.
ever take, by the way. Not
I feel like I would have to be.
But if you're like shitting straight logs, it's only like a little bit of it.
no, but like that's not just that little bit. It's but honestly, think of it like this: 5% of every poop you take, 20 poops, you're getting a full poop.
Yeah.
20 poops.
Which I can't do.
You can't do 20 poops, or you can't do a full shit. Because there's 365 days a year. Guarantee you hitting more than 20 in a year.
I can't eat a full shit.
Imagine eating 7 shits
A year?
before the end of October, right?
Who is pooping that much?
I mean, you don't know what you're going to be eating. You don't know. I get food poisoning so often, guys.
That's a you problem.
I get it so often, guys.
I imagine food poisoning shits are vile.
Yeah. Because that's... Ugh, no, I don't want to talk. Well, it's poo. It didn't say anytime you've used... It's like only the poo. It's not diarrhea included.
So if I just have straight diarrhea forever, then...
Not
Yeah,
eating.
you would die of dysentery. Clever one there.
Because I'd never have to eat a poop.
You would never eat a poop, for sure. You'd also never have to do anything anymore.
You
Yeah.
would 100% end up dead. Like the E. coli bacteria from eating if you were eating poop.
Oh yeah.
What if that's the secret of life? Like the
The cure to cancer is eat your own shit.
what if,
Is that what you're saying,
yeah,
Michael?
what if that? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What if that's it?
It's not.
What if that is the fountain of youth?
It's
Our
not.
own human shit.
It's
I think some people might put their own poop on their face.
Yeah, they do that.
for what?
You said do.
To do.
They do it. Yeah.
They do it.
They do it.
Who and why?
So, if you ever watch Naked and Afraid, right? Sometimes they
Oh, fuck.
smear some certain substances on their body to
Camouflage.
protect them from the sun, because human beings, when they're naked, are super susceptible to the sun, and the sun is pretty bad to your bare skin. So,
You would have to do that
yeah.
because you burn like a lobster.
So, if you can find mud, you're fine. But if you can't find mud, you have to make do with whatever you can.
Do
I don't think I would be able to poop if I
'Cause-
was on Naked and Afraid.
I mean, yeah. Have you guys ever seen? So,
You're on the whole show just not shitting.
did I ever tell you?
How long are they out in the woods?
I think
Like
it's
months.
Is
no.
it? I thought it was only.
XL is for months.
I thought it was like a week.
I think
5
it's
days.
14 days.
Oh, I'm holding it.
Because I think that's like there's like something where
Also, I highly doubt I'm eating enough food for my body to create waste of that kind.
no, usually they have diarrhea immediately.
Really? Then how the
So-
hell am I covering myself up
I
with
actually
poop?
love we're talking about this because this is one of my favorite shows to talk about because it's fucking hilarious, right?
It is fucking funny.
If you think about Naked and Afraid, you can already tell where it's gonna go, right?
Yeah.
Every episode it's the same episode, just with two different
Yes.
bodies there, right? First of all, you're gonna have a dude who is super confident, then a girl who is either really confident or just doesn't. She's like a mom. She's
Timid
like,
as hell.
So like super timid, right? Then they're gonna meet. The dude's gonna say some weird, almost kind of flirtatious, but also just kind of creepy shit to her. Every time without fail.
Without fail.
Every time without fail. He's gonna get really into being like, I'm gonna build a shelter. I'm gonna do fire.
I'll
or
save us.
I'm going to do one. Like they focus on doing one thing, and then the lady's like, we have to do all of the things to survive. He's like, no, I'll do this. He fails for 2 days, quits immediately. Right? Gets diarrhea on day 1. He has like a bad stomach ache day 1. Whatever. Day 2 begins. I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Right?
You're
The-
on your own.
The girl spends the rest of the 14 days surviving by herself and hates the entire
Shocker.
experience. Yeah. There's
That's-
only like a couple episodes where it's like the dude lasts like 6 days and he's like,
Oh, he lasts the week.
yeah. There's a number of times that a dude survives longer, but it's pretty rare.
Wow.
I just saved you probably like 8 to 9 seasons of Naked and Afraid.
So they meet each other.
Yes.
Their point
Yeah.
is to survive
So
together.
it's usually a guy and a girl, and they're always paired up because funny, right? Yes,
Awkward,
all that stuff, right?
apparently.
Yeah, it's just staring at each other.
I'll give them more credit. They don't usually leave the first day unless they're like just a huge
Baby.
baby, right? But usually it is a dude gets like the biggest chip on their shoulder to start a fire. It doesn't go well because most people who try to use a bow drill to drill a fire are like in comfort. They're not shivering. They're not covered in fucking fleas, right? And it doesn't work, and they start to panic because, fire is life. But the women are used to things not going well in life for them.
Yeah.
And so,
We can adapt.
yeah. If you ever want to see the condition of the human spirit, watch Naked and Afraid, because you'll just see a dude get really into doing a thing. It doesn't go well. The lady's like, we can do it if we
can
just
fix
keep
this.
trying. And he's like, fuck this. I didn't sign up for this. I don't want to fucking die. I have kids at home. And she's like, you didn't say you had kids. Like, well, I could.
You didn't
I
say
could
you have kids. You didn't tell me about your wife when you flirted with me on the first day.
Oh my god.
You know?
Wow, the male ego is so fragile.
It is.
Well, it's a very specific archetype of dude. You have to think. It's a type of dude that's like, I'm going to be naked on TV and survive for 14 days, right? Not me,
Oh.
right? I'm not the type of
You
That's
know-
kind of horrifying. They're naked.
This kind of gives me like the vibes of one of our coworkers.
I think I can
Let me
think of at
think.
least 4 of our coworkers who would go on the show.
He would go there and be like, I'm very sure of my capabilities.
You said I'm very I thought you were Irish, mate.
Yeah.
trying to get there. And then like by day 2, maybe day 3, Mans is tapping out
Yeah.
because nothing goes his way.
Yeah.
I feel like Hector would immediately tap out. He's used to certain amenities.
Yes, that
I
man
think he
is
would enjoy being naked, but
man's a princess.
yeah.
I don't know.
Man's not. He's not touching dirt.
No.
Yeah. I again, I'm not saying that he would or wouldn't. I'm just saying I don't know
Well,
what that
she's
situation is, and I would never
Mention
find
people
out.
at work.
Oh, you're trying to like go through who you think it would do it?
Oh no, I've already.
C stack, J stack, both of them for sure. Right?
Uh-huh.
C Stack would give up within 2 days.
Less
No,
than that.
No, because here's
So
the
his
thing.
pride, I think, is too big.
Here's the thing. There is a different. Okay, I lied. Not every episode's the same. There are at least 4 episodes where what literally happens is the guy, nothing goes well, and nothing goes well for the girl. And the girl's like, I can't stand this guy. And she leaves first. And typically the show doesn't want both to leave. So they'll go give the guy like, hey, if you stay, we'll give you like a fire starter if you stay for like at least another fucking 6 days, right? So I think some people would get in that category. But those are boring episodes because it's not like he stays for the whole 14. He usually stays for like the next day and a half. And he's like, it's cold and wet out here. I got to go home. You know what I mean? I'm lonely, right? There are some dudes that do tough it out or they do help out the lady and they survive. But typically those are boring episodes too. I mean, like,
I forget what show it was I was watching that's kind of like that.
there are 2 other sub-shows that I
What
also
are
want
they?
to explain. So there's Naked and Afraid XL, where they get all of the previous contestants that were interesting or completed it. Some dudes have completed
them.
it also. And mostly it's a lot of girls, right?
Yeah.
And then they drop, I think it's like typically like 10. They drop them into like random parts of like a very dangerous area.
I think I watched the XL.
And then they will survive in their little area, and then they'll meet up and form tribes and stuff, right? And then eventually they're supposed to all go to the extraction point. I think that one's for a couple months, right? Or at least like 20 days, right? Double the time of the regular one.
Who gets this kind of PTO from their jobs to do this?
These are people who
Their lives are usually similar to the show.
yeah, like some of them are like, oh, I'm a
I'm a firefighter.
I'm a big game hunter. That's like most
Oh,
dudes. Like this is an
They live-
archetype of dude. Like
They
really.
live like the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
And then they prove they actually don't.
Well, because most people who are big game hunters, they're not physically going out there naked and hunting. But a lot of them are like, I can do it though, you know? One of my favorite seasons is Naked and Afraid XL Season 2. I have a clip of it on my phone. I will show you guys after the podcast. This is how the show opens for the season. It opens with footage of a guy being like at night and he's like, fuck, oh god, oh fuck, and he's like puking and throwing up.
Oh my
He's
god.
like, fuck, oh fucking shit, right? He's like, cursing a lot. And then you hear a like a lion.
is it the mountain
Bad
lion?
Yeah, bad lion. It's a lion, and he's like, who's there? Who's there? I can't hear. I can't see.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
He's like in a tent kind of thing or shelter.
No, he's like out in the open. I never got to the episode because I kept dying of laughter each episode. They're so funny.
I know that one guy left like the first day because there's like a mountain lion. I think he also drank water that he didn't properly boil.
Maybe it's a different one.
So he started
Because
like.
this was in Africa. These are like lions.
I don't think it was in Africa.
Yeah. But yeah, the funny thing is it's like the night vision footage of him being like, who's there? I can't hear. I can't see. Like he's throwing up, right? He's like, oh, this guy's fucked. And then it zooms out and it's the camera focusing in on like his leftover camcorder and it's 2 of the dudes from the tribe being like,
Where'd he
where's
go?
Mark at?
Where the fuck did he go?
And it's like,
Oh my
Naked
god.
and Afraid XL. When I watched that clip, I think I legitimately was crying of laughter.
Oh my god.
Not because a man could have potentially been dead.
He's
Of-
just gone.
Of the theater being like, this guy was shitting and pissing and throwing up, and he couldn't see or hear because he had poisoned himself.
Yeah.
and also a lion was nearby. And we left his camera there, and we wait for these two fucks to find it. And then that's the opener.
So if you
Great opener.
has anyone been pulled out for a medical emergency?
Oh, ton of
yeah.
times. Yeah.
Okay.
There's one where, so they have the fan edition.
I imagine like if you're poisoning yourself,
Yeah.
you're pulled.
The voiceovers are really funny because like they watch the footage after the fact and they're like, oh yeah. So like one time there's a guy who's like, I fucking finally caught something. And it was a frog. And then he was like, I'm going to leave it I'm going to cook it tomorrow because I haven't got a fire yet. And he like gets a fire. He's like, I'm not feeling this frog. It looks kind of funky. And the voiceover's like, this is the boa frog. One of the 10 most poisonous frogs on the planet. One lick of this frog will send you into a coma and then shortly death. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'm not going to eat it. I don't know. I can't.
I think that would be the scariest part.
It's like you don't know what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
Because that's
Right.
the thing, too. It's big game hunters from the U.S. And they're not going to, like...
U.S. forest.
They're going to, like... Sometimes they do go to, like, the Everglades and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's usually, like,
The jungle.
Yeah, the tropical rainforest.
Right.
The
You have
fucking
no idea of those
Serengeti.
species.
Like, it's, like, real ass shit.
Yeah.
And then the third show is my favorite show. Right. It's called Naked and Afraid of Love. That's right. That's right. It's the dating show equivalent of Naked and Afraid.
So they're. Do they know each other?
They're just
They're
they
just put in this position.
They are literally dropped, just like in the regular episode, except it's a combination of both Naked and Afraid and Naked and Afraid XL, where it is 10 singles.
On
Each
an
are
island.
dropped.
So it's Love Island.
Only naked.
They
But
each drop
naked and
fully
afraid.
naked.
I mean,
In the
they
wild.
They each drop in different
you
locations.
could say the UK Love Island. They're basically naked.
I only watched the first episode. It was insane because this guy did not do a good job of winning over this girl.
shocker.
He immediately caved, looked immediately, right? Super awkward, right? He's staring at her.
He
presents.
looked immediately.
Immediately. Like she was like...
He just leers.
He said,
Yeah, like the voiceover for the girl, like it's like her interview. She's like, yeah, he seemed to like not be paying attention to anything above my neck. So I'm like not feeling super great about that, but I mean, like she's like trying to like be like playful about it.
gotta kind of find coconuts, you know.
Yeah, literally, I think she found him immediately, made her pop, right?
100%.
Yeah, 100%, right?
And a little skirt.
And then like they have to like continue to hang out because they're paired together. And then the end of the episode is that she sees a fire and then she's like, I have to go. Maybe I can steal a dude from another girl, right? And I was like,
Is that an option?
yes.
That's savage.
Yes.
They are really like animals out here.
It's...
Yeah.
Have never seen more than the first episode because you have to pay premium for it, but...
Oh my god, I'm gonna watch this on Cody.
If you find it on Cody, let me know.
It probably is.
Dude.
That's wild.
Yeah, like I said, I like garbage TV. That's like my go-to.
You
I've watched
do
a lot
like
of
garbage
it.
TV.
What network is that?
You know what
Discovery?
it is. Yeah. It's Discovery.
Is it on Discovery Plus?
I think so.
Oh, I have Discovery Plus.
Oh, motherfuck.
Shut up.
It's on that TV.
This one?
My account was on that TV. Look at it.
Ew.
I don't like that you're doing that to me right now.
The fuck was shit? It's killing me.
I might have to ask if I can watch an episode or two.
Sure. If it's
we
on there,
need to watch the first episode. Like, right now.
you absolutely can watch it. I don't care.
What are we talking about?
I need to see this guy just.
Dude, it's not even like just that show. It's like every episode of Naked and Afraid. It's
Leers.
pretty hard. Like, let's be honest here, right? It's a naked person.
Yeah.
You have to fight hard not to look at it.
You're
You know what I mean?
struggling
Like,
to
it's,
make eye contact.
like, I don't care who you are. It's a naked person.
I feel like if I, as a female, if I was in that situation, one of two things are gonna happen. It's going to be like one of those things where it's like a car crash and I can't look away,
But
Or
Getting stuck. And that's what happened with you. You couldn't, like, it was so bad.
Or I'm going to be so awkward and uncomfortable, I'm not even going to be able to look him in the
You're just
eye.
gonna be like,
I'm just going to be like,
double take.
It's like
I just
triple take. You just did that.
won't even be able to look at them. I feel like, though, if it... Maybe this
Well,
is...
yeah, like, what if you look at it and it's like...
Right?
You
You're like-
can't ever
you-
look
you
at him
are-
again.
You're just full flaccid out here. I cannot
Like,
look
that's
you in the
thing,
eye.
too, right? Like, it's not your not your most flattering moment. Because
No.
it's not like bedroom time. Lights are down. Dimmed.
Foreplay or
right?
something.
There's fucking Barry Manilow playing in the
Ew.
right? There's some candle
Frank
scents playing.
Sinatra.
No, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. You're in the middle of a goddamn forest.
She's gonna
Things are
drop.
chirping.
You got dropped off by a Humvee and stripped down to your bears, and you had to trek for about 5 to 10 minutes into a forest.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Do you... No, I'm not going to ask that question. Never mind.
Please do.